The aroma of barbecue sauce hung heavy in the air, a fragrant symphony of smoky paprika and brown sugar. Music pulsed from a boombox, a rhythm that begged for a two-step. Laughter, loud and joyous, echoed down the street. This was a black BBQ, pure and simple, a celebration of life, love, and good food. Until Jessica Fletcher arrived. Her powder blue cardigan, a beacon of Cabot Cove chic, was instantly recognizable. Even more so than the sensible handbag that never left her side. The music seemed to stutter, a record scratch on a summer afternoon. Conversations died mid-sentence. All eyes turned to the unassuming figure at the edge of the party.
Oh no, it's Jessica Fletcher!
A hush fell over the crowd. It was the quiet before a storm, the calm before a downpour of, oh hell knows and somebody gone die. The party had officially been Fletchered. Word travelled faster than Aunt Mildred's potato salad at a family reunion.
Jessica Fletcher is here.
The whisper, laced with panic, zipped from grill master to Domino's champion to the auntie selling slices of sweet potato pie. It was like someone had shouted fire in a library. But instead of books, it was plates piled high with ribs and collard greens that were in danger of being dropped.
Who in the world invited Jessica Fletcher?
Hissed Marcus, ducking behind his girlfriend, Shaniqua.
Don't nobody got time for a murder mystery today?
Shaniqua, a woman who believed in facing her fears, even if those fears wore floral prints and solved crimes in her spare time, tried to reason with him.
Marcus, please. It's just Mrs. Fletcher. She probably just wants to try some of your mama's famous potato salad.
Marcus was not convinced.
Shaniqua, baby, you know the rules. Wherever Jessica Fletcher goes, death follows. It's like Law and Order, but with potato salad.
He wasn't wrong. Everyone knew the unspoken rule. A Jessica Fletcher sighting meant a guaranteed visit from the Grim Reaper. It was almost as if her presence alone could summon the spectre of death, casting a shadow over even the sunniest of gatherings. It was practically written in the Constitution, right after the bit about freedom of speech, and before the part about the pursuit of happiness, which, let's be honest, was pretty much impossible with a murder investigation going on. The townsfolk had come to accept it as an inevitable part of life. Auntie Brenda, renowned for her calm demeanour and even calmer nerves, at least when it came to playing spades, surprised everyone by fainting dead away. It was the first time anyone had seen her lose her composure so completely.
Auntie Brenda!
Her niece screamed, fanning her with a discarded paper plate. The flimsy plate barely moved the air, but it was the thought that counted.
Somebody get the smelling salts and hide the good china. We can't afford another mishap. It's going to be a long week. The tension was palpable and everyone braced themselves for what was to come.
Meanwhile, completely oblivious to the mayhem she was causing, Jessica smiled brightly and adjusted her handbag strap. She seemed to float through the chaos, untouched and unbothered. She was determined to enjoy herself. After all, a writer never knew where inspiration might strike. The scene around her was a goldmine of potential stories. And who knew, maybe this barbecue would spark an idea for her next best-selling novel. The possibilities were endless. Jessica Fletcher, narrator. Murder at the barbecue. Catchy. She could already see the title in bold letters on the cover. The party descended into a scene of glorious, chaotic comedy. Children were being ushered behind trees, their juice boxes clutched like lifelines. Couples engaged in heated games of dominoes suddenly remembered they had urgent errands to run. Even the family dog, a portly bulldog named Winston, seemed to sense the impending doom, slinking under the picnic table with a low growl.
Maybe if we just act normal, she won't suspect anything,
whispered Darius, a young man whose dance moves were smoother than a jar of freshly churned butter. He attempted a casual lean against the fence, but his trembling knees betrayed his nerves.
Darius, baby, you're shaking like a Polaroid picture.
His grandmother, Nana Rose, hissed from her perch on a lawn chair.
Ain't nothing normal about Jessica Fletcher showing up at our barbecue. Now hand me another rib before she decides I'm the guest of honor at her next murder mystery dinner party.
Amidst the chaos, there were a few brave souls who dared to offer alternative explanations for Jessica's presence.
Maybe she heard about DJ Smooth's set tonight.
Keisha suggested, her eyes glued to her phone.
Did anyone check Instagram? Maybe this is like a celebrity meet and greet. You know, small town author, big city barbecue vibes.
Her best friend Maya snorted with laughter.
Keisha, girl, please. The only thing Mrs. Fletcher is here to solve is the mystery of how to eat a plate of ribs without getting barbecue sauce on her white gloves.
Besides, Maya added, glancing at her phone again,
I just saw on Wandering Star's TikTok that they're having a flash sale on escape room tickets. Maybe we should book one, just in case.
the escape room suggestion was met with a chorus of enthusiastic nods. It seemed like a solid plan B, even if the only mystery they were trying to escape was the overactive imagination of a fandom convinced Jessica Fletcher was a walking, talking bad omen. Jessica, oblivious to the fear she inspired, decided to mingle. She approached a group huddled nervously by the cooler, their eyes darting about like startled gazelles.
Good afternoon. Lovely party you're having. The aroma is simply divine.
The group, convinced their last hour had come, stammered out greetings, their words jumbled and incoherent.
Afternoon, ma'am. Nice weather. Not too hot. No murders today.
Jessica, ever the observant writer, noticed their unease.
Is something the matter? You all seem a bit on edge.
Little did she know, her innocent question had just amplified their paranoia tenfold. They were convinced she was onto them, that she somehow knew they were terrified of her very presence. The barbecue sauce, it seemed, was about to hit the fan. Determined to put her guests at ease and maybe gather some local colour for her next manuscript, Jessica decided to employ her tried-and-true method asking questions. She knew that people often revealed the most interesting tidbits when they were relaxed and enjoying themselves.
So, tell me a little bit about yourselves. What brings you all together today? Is it a special occasion or just a regular family gathering? Any interesting family dynamics I should be aware of? You know, the kind that makes for a good story.
The group exchanged panicked glances. Interesting family dynamics? That was putting it mildly. Lady, our family reunions could make a Tyler Perry movie look like a documentary. But they couldn't very well tell her that, could they? No, they had to keep some things under wraps. So they did what any self-respecting barbecue guest would do in the face of such relentless questioning. They offered her food. Lots of it.
Would you like some potato salad, Mrs. Fletcher? Care for a rib? They're fall-off-the-bone tender. How about some sweet tea? It's the perfect drink for a warm day like this. It'll quench your thirst faster than you can say Cabot Cove.
Jessica, touched by their hospitality, smiled graciously and accepted a plate piled high with culinary delights. She couldn't help but feel a sense of warmth from their generosity.
Oh my, this all looks absolutely scrumptious. Thank you so much. You all really know how to throw a barbecue.
As she took a bite of potato salad, a look of pure bliss crossed her face. The flavours were just as delightful as the company. Maybe, just maybe, this barbecue wouldn't be so bad after all. It seemed like the perfect setting for her next story. The day wore on, the sun slowly dipping below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The air was filled with the scent of grilled food and the sound of laughter, a stark contrast to the earlier tension. The party had slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy, though the occasional nervous glance in Jessica's direction served as a reminder that the fear, while abated, hadn't entirely disappeared. Conversations resumed, but with a cautious undertone. Jessica, having thoroughly enjoyed the food and the company, decided it was time to take her leave. She felt a sense of satisfaction, knowing she had brought some comfort to the gathering.
Thank you all so much for having me. It's been an absolute delight. Your hospitality has been wonderful.
As she turned to leave, she noticed a group of teenagers huddled around a phone, their eyes glued to the screen. Their intense focus piqued her curiosity.
What are you youngsters up to?
"Oh, nothing much, ma'am," one of them mumbled, quickly pocketing the phone. Their sudden shift in demeanour was telling.
Just checking out some deals on escape rooms. You know, for fun.
Jessica chuckled softly, her eyes twinkling with amusement.
Escape rooms, how interesting. Sounds like quite the challenge. I hope you all have a great time. Well, enjoy yourselves and stay out of trouble. Remember, it's all fun and games until someone gets locked in for real.
As she walked away, the teenagers exchanged relieved glances. They had dodged a bullet, or so they thought.
Dude, did she just say stay out of trouble? Nah, man, you're tripping. It's Mrs. Fletcher, not Sherlock Holmes.
Still, they couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, they'd been given a subtle warning. The air seemed to carry a hint of mystery. After all, everyone knew the legend of Jessica Fletcher. Her reputation preceded her. Where she went, mystery followed. It was almost as if she carried an aura of intrigue with her. And sometimes, just sometimes, a little chaos was the perfect recipe for a memorable evening. The night was far from over, and who knew what surprises it still held. Wandering Star TV production presents Jessica Fletcher crashes a BBQ, chaos ensues. This hilarious comedy sketch is just a taste of the amazing content we offer. Follow us on TikTok at wondering_star for more laughs, exclusive behind-the-scenes footage, and special deals on upcoming shows. You don't want to miss out.